Okay, so parts laid out here for stage 71. Looks like it's going to be a locking arm, a hinge mechanism, and maybe the inside of the hood or the bonnet, and a load of screws. I have heard that there's going to be a few problems with this spring. Maybe people have had this spring snapping because it's under a lot of pressure and all that kind of stuff. Some people have recommended getting some thread lock, so I've got some Loctite thread lock. Lock the pins in, lock the screws in. We'll see how we go. We're going to have a look. Going to get this constructed and onto the hood. So yeah, let's get into the build for stage 71. First thing it's asking me to do is to connect these arms together. I'll start to construct the hinge. I've got 71B here, which is this part here, with a little cutout. So just kind of putting that down. Gonna need some BM screws. And as I said in the introduction, yeah, a little bit of thread lock that I'm going to use on most of these things. Right, you got the arm, first arm. This one's got like a little area, I guess that's where the spring's going to go, and you've also got little arrows on these teeth, so I'm going to have to make sure that they go in the right area. So put that on there, that goes on there with a BM screw. I'm going to put a tiny amount of thread lock on this. You still want movement, but you don't want the screws coming out. It seems to be the problem, that because the spring is meant to be quite tight, that it's causing some of these screws to come out. So I'm going to put a tiny amount of thread lock on these screws. Let me get it in the right position first. Okay, so that's the first one. Not particularly easy. I think the best way was always to kind of pre-cut the threads, put the screw first. First one done, and then this part with a little cutout is going to be going on like that. Once again, I'm going to do the same thing, pre-cut the threads. Okay, so that's the first part done. Now we're putting on second hinge, this part here, the teeth. Trying to work out kind of how that's going to go on. So like that, and I think, yeah, it's got a hole there, so it's going to kind of go on like that. Once again with a BM screw, you cut these threads. Okay, that's kind of what the whole thing looks like so far. Now it's moving on, looks like the main part. So we've got the main part here with the hinge, made metal. This is going to be a QM screw. And this part here, which is located in. I'm just trying to work out how this all kind of goes on. So you've got that going that way. Okay, looks like, yeah. It's kind of that hole there is going into that hole there, in that kind of area. And we've got this like that. Not the easiest to work out, if I'm honest. I'm just going to kind of go off in that direction. Okay, so I'm going to cut the threads into that hole there, QM. And put everything in the right kind of order. A bit of Loctite on this. Okay. Now you've got these arrows. Next part, you've got these arrows that I believe have got to mesh up. Kind of together. There you go. I think they're kind of meshing up together, those arrows. Then bringing that arm over. Comes over like that. And then QM screw in there. And now I think here comes the difficult piece, the piece that everybody's kind of been struggling with, and you can see why, because that is quite a long way for that little spring to go. You know, if you put that around there, that's got a hell of a lot, and it's not actually, that is going to be quite a big stretch for this little spring. I'm going to get long nose pliers, and then it is a drag and turn, because you have to drag this spring and turn it, and it's going to be quite difficult, I think. Gee, that spring, yeah, that is, yeah, the spring is not, that's a ridiculous amount of distance for this small tiny little spring. You are risking very much it snapping. I mean, that's kind of stretched it. And even when you pre-stretched it, okay, so that's the spring in place. There's a lot of pressure on that poor little spring, but it looks like it's meant to look. Now we're bringing over the hood. A long time ago. Haven't used it for a while. Turn it upside down and put in the hood in a frame in. And obviously it's just going to go the same way, and then be fixed in with SM screws. Okay, it's the inner frame, and the plastic part, we call it, fitted. Those SM screws. The locking mechanism. So we've got a lock. That's going to go on there. And be fitted in with some EP screws. It shows 3. There's 4 holes, but it only shows 3. Oh, that's because there's another part that goes in. So finish loop 3. And yeah, the locking mechanism part. There is a little locating pin. Goes in. Oh, it's an AP screw. Beware, that's a different screw. It's not EP, it's AP. And then there's a hood rim part I need to go get. And we've got the hood rim piece that we're going to put in on. Okay, that goes on like that. And it's fitted on with 3 EP screws. And then I'm going to be putting on this hinge that we've just constructed. Just trying to work out how that goes. That's got a little locating pin. You're going to have to bend it out of the way. Get into those screws, which you're not going to be able to get that one very well at all, the BM, but kind of bend the hinge up to the upright position, which is it go. Put it on there. And some BM screws. Once again, I am going to use some thread lock on these, just because I'm thread locking everything to do with this. I'm also going to pre-cut the threads. Okay, so pre-cut RM screws. Sorry, I think it says BM. These are RM screws. Okay, so that hinge is on. I've left it like that because I don't really want to have that spring too much. But yeah, hinge on and hood locking mechanism on. And okay then, so that was stage 71 of issue 20. Stage 72, we got, you received the parts building the left hood hinge. So we're just going to be doing the same thing but for the left hand hood hinge. So just in 71 and hood hinge, so it's just going to be building the left hand hood hinge, fitting that, and then it looks like we're going to be fitting that to the body. We're going to be actually getting the hood onto the body. So yeah, another fun issue where we're going to be constructing a hinge and stretching that spring out a bit. It does look rather stretched, that spring. But hey, yeah, that's stage 72, so that should be coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that. So hey, thank you very much for watching this build video of this stage of the Ecto-1 by HeroCollector and Eagle Moss. And as always, if you'd like to see the progression of this build, then don't forget to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you get notified anytime that a video goes live. Also, if you've liked the video, then give us a thumbs up, pop any comments in the comments box and I'll get back to them. But hey, take care, hope to catch you again on the channel soon, and ta-da for now.